Common Spirit Health Studios. This is KSL News Radio,
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon. KSL News Time is 12 o'clock noon. Utah's noon news starts now. I'm Maria Chaleos. KSL's top story. People living in a Highland neighborhood are frustrated with their city leaders right now after they say their back street was turned into a major traffic detour without notice.
Right now, the city is diverting traffic away from Highland Drive for a stretch so they can build a new roundabout at the intersection of 118th North. This is forcing hundreds more vehicles, including large construction vehicles, onto the much smaller Saltaire Drive. Christine Broadbent tells me she and others living on this road are now hearing more noise and seeing close calls with their kids who are out playing. And she says they did not know this was happening ahead of time.
I think we would have much preferred the city to address it before they started turning our neighborhood into a major highway.
Highland City Administrator Aaron Wells tells me while they did put out some message boards and address this in their city council meetings,
we should have done better.
Wells says in the future they plan to send more direct emails and texts as well as leave notices on people's doors. In the meantime, the city has already added an extra stop sign and more police patrols, and they're also considering adding more signs and crosswalks. Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
The Salt Lake City Planning Commission is proposing allowing some artificial turf in front and side yards, but Salt Lake City Council members are not yet on board. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis has more.
Turf has been banned in front yards since 2023. Now Salt Lake City is considering allowing it as long as 33% of the yard is still grass, shrubs, or other vegetation. Council members, including Victoria Petro, questioned the proposal since they originally banned turf due to pollution and increased water use concerns.
It feels like we're pandering to a particular demographic for a particular aesthetic when the potential risks don't match any universal payouts for it.
The council is not expected to take any action on the proposal until the end of July after hearing from the public. Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
The state of Utah may be holding on to some of your money, and the Treasurer's Office wants to give it back.
Even if people have checked in the past, check every year. Check for your relatives, your children, could be a deceased relative even, because all those records are still on the website, and they can claim that money at any time.
The State Treasurer Marlo Oaks tells KSL's Matt Gephardt that they are holding a webathon today to try and return millions of dollars so it can get back out into the economy rather than sitting in a money market fund. Many Americans are still struggling with the current status of the housing market, with the average person submitting smaller down payments. A new analysis from online real estate brokerage firm Redfin says the average down payment is $64,000, down 1.5% from last year. It could be thanks to a cooling housing market, fewer bidding wars, or Americans trying to save anything they can, the war in Iran and global tariffs leading more Americans to feel concerned about money. KSL's top national stories. The hostage standoff at a bank building is over and the suspect is dead. ABC's Melissa Adon tells us how this event unfolded.
Police got a call yesterday around 1 in the afternoon that there was a bomb threat, and it was a man inside the Chase Bank building. Well, police started negotiating with him, and he was holding a number of people captive inside one of the rooms in the building. At one point, he did release 2 people separately. And overnight, police searching a home in neighboring Olydale that actually may have ties to all of this bomb threat situation. Well, look, at this point, authorities do not have a motive.
FBI Special Agent in charge Sid Patel is in charge of the Sacramento field office and tells us more about the suspect.
The subject, his name was Anthony Scott Searles Harris. That's Anthony Scott, and I'll spell the last name Searles Harris, Harris. He was a 41-year-old white male who served in the U.S. Army from 2006 to 2007. However, he was dishonorably discharged for going AWOL. That's absent without leave. He was no stranger to law enforcement and has a criminal history of using weapons to commit violent offenses. In 2014, he was charged with sex acts with a child under 14. He's a registered sex offender.
All hostages were rescued and are uninjured. Other national stories KSL is following this hour. The Pentagon says it shot down several Iranian drones targeting U.S. forces in Kuwait as the U.S. and Iran swap airstrikes again. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers tells us what these attacks mean for peace talks.
In a new podcast interview that was released today, the president has said he hadn't made up his mind about making a deal with Iran or potentially going back to major combat operations and major strikes against Iran. He was asked what that would do. He said it would achieve certainty. But I do think it's important to underline here. We've heard the president repeatedly, every time he talks about this situation, say that Iran's military capabilities have been decimated. But what we see with these strikes overnight show that they still have capabilities to carry out something that can have deadly consequences.
President Trump says he's changing his stance on Iran so often because it's just the way he is. First look traffic. Good afternoon, Ricky.
Good afternoon, Maria. Slowdowns in Utah County, southbound I-15 in Lehigh between Temp Highway and 2100 North. And an accident almost cleared I-15 near 6 North. It's been moved out of traffic, causing a little bit of backup. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL News Time, 12:05.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This year, Utahns are celebrating the 250th anniversary of our country, Utah style, because everything from Utah's red rock deserts to our snowy peaks are worth celebrating. It's our land, our communities. Join us in celebrating our country with Utah style. Join the statewide celebration. Get involved at america250.utah.gov. Brought to you by America First Credit Union.
Escape to the beauty of Bear Lake with an unforgettable mountain adventure at Beaver Creek Lodge in Garden City, Utah. Relax in cozy accommodations, then saddle up with Logan Canyon horseback riding for a scenic ride through the breathtaking Bear Lake Mountains. Take in stunning views of crystal blue waters, aspen groves, and wildflowers. Then enjoy lunch with panoramic views. Unwind with dinner, and of course a raspberry shake at Some Beaches restaurant in Laketown. Adventure, scenery, and relaxation. Plan your perfect getaway at bearlake.org.
Thank you for joining us for Utah's Noon News, recapping our top story. Highland residents are speaking out against a traffic detour, bringing thousands of more cars to a neighborhood where kids often play in the front yard or in the street. KSL News Time, 12:08. Votes are being counted in California after a tense and expensive primary election. ABC's Alex Stone has more.
The vote count is underway right now. Here in Los Angeles County overnight, sheriff's deputies had the task of securely moving ballots from polling stations to the vote counting center. They did that in patrol cars and actually in helicopters as well. From the more outlying areas of the county, they fly ballots to be counted in the rescue helicopters to get them moved. The vote counting is underway. In closer races, it can take a while. It's not always immediate. Counties have 13 days now to count all of the votes.
L.A. Mayor Karen Bass has enough votes to be in the election already. We are now waiting to see who her challenger will be. Thousands of Tooele County residents were sent the wrong ballots and may not be able to vote if they use it. KSL News Radio's Cameron Elliott has details.
A printing issue saw that 9,000 or so residents received the incorrect ballot for their registered party affiliation. So some Republican voters were getting nonpartisan ballots and vice versa. Tooele County Clerk Tracy Shaw tells Inside Sources the issue was immediately identified and fixes are underway.
We have been able to identify which voters received the incorrect ballots. And so with the help of the Lieutenant Governor's office, we have been able to mass spoil those. So I'm painstakingly going over all of that data right now to ensure that the correct ballots were spoiled.
Voters can actually check the status of a ballot through a link on the Tooele County Clerk's Facebook page. Cameron Elliott, KSL News Radio.
And we will hear more from the Tooele County Clerk in just a few minutes. Following up on a story we told you about last week, 3 candidates for the Weber County Commission filed a lawsuit to disqualify a 4th. But while that preliminary hearing went down, ballots with the 4th candidate's name were sent out. A judge says that he will issue a decision on that matter tomorrow. Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. What's happening on the roads, Ricky?
Delays, Maria. These are really unusual. Southbound I-15 in Utah County going from SR 92 Timpanogos Highway down to about 2100 North in Lehi. We have traffic just really at a slow roll just in that stretch through Lehi, but I'm not sure what's causing it. I've not had an accident reported. I've looked through the cameras. I'm not seeing anything. Just anticipate 5 to 10 extra minutes minimum to get through that stretch and past 2100 North. Even when you do get past it, if you continue through Utah County, a little busy and slow, Linden to Orem. The crash that we had, I-15 at 6 North, has been cleared, but we have one remaining accident. It's going to be at Bangerter Highway. It's near about 5th or 6th West on the way to the I-15 junction, but out of traffic on the shoulder. Weathers Construction transforms basements into stunning, functional living space fast. 801-548-8409. Weathers Construction. Build your space better. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Our fantastic June weather continues. 89 the forecast high today with partly cloudy skies. Overnight we'll go to 61, mostly clear. Tomorrow, sunshine, 86 with a light breeze out of the northwest. By Friday, it's hot, 92 and mostly sunny skies. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
A lot of sunshine in downtown Salt Lake City and 79 degrees. Coming up on Utah's New News, we'll hear what exactly happened in Tooele County and what to do if your ballot is not right. That's coming up, streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com and on the app for KSL News Radio. We are Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. It's amazing how much your health improves when you take off those extra pounds that you're carrying around. It's not just about the scale. It's about your blood pressure coming down. It's about the cholesterol numbers coming down. For me, it was about my back. Before I took off 40 pounds with the help of Salt Lake City Fat Loss, I would get back spasms after working out in the yard for a couple of hours. That doesn't happen anymore. You know, honestly, this is such a great program. It's a doctor-developed program. It's just 60 days. They give you a set amount of food that you're expected to eat. The proportions and the types of foods help you burn off the weight quickly. And so you stay really motivated in losing the weight. This program is also different in that it educates you. It gives you the resources you need to keep the weight off. And it costs less than other programs because you don't have to pay for breakfast bars or meals or a nutritionist or anything like that. Their app is really great. Keeps you accountable. It allows you to ask questions at any time. And again, gives you the resources you need, the tools you need to stay on the diet and to keep that weight off long term. Find out more at slcfatloss.com. I've lost more than 40 pounds. Many of their clients lose up to a pound per day. slcfatloss.com, slcfatloss.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Power your drive with Mobil 1 Motor Oil. Buy 5 quarts, get $15 back, and score a fast and furious prize after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 15th, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included, no strings, no commitments. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account taxes and fees extra after 12 months. Regular rates apply to mobile. Select Xfinity. Internet required speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. $50 a month for 5 years. No commitments. Go to Xfinity.com.
America's best warranty from Hyundai includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and 24/7 roadside assistance. Visit your Utah Hyundai dealer for more information.
KSL News Time, 12:15. The 3 things you need to know this hour. First,
police say a 19-year-old man and a 13-year-old boy teamed up for a string of car break-ins in Pleasant Grove, leading to wallets, cash, and a stolen handgun. I'm KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera.
Second, all 10 hostages are safe after being held by a man in a Sacramento bank. Third, traffic and weather together, Ricky.
A small accident in Draper. This is the eastbound Bangerter Highway prior to the I-15 junction. But bigger delays are on I-15 southbound in Utah County. They will stretch from Timpanogos Highway down to 2100 North Lehigh. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Sunshine and 79 degrees
Summer
downtown.
has arrived. I've got 80s and 90s for the next 7 days. I'm Matt Johnson.
So enjoy that 79 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Time now for KSL's top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In California, an hours-long hostage and bomb standoff at a bank in downtown Bakersfield ended with the suspect dead, police say, and all 10 hostages released unharmed. SWAT and rescue teams storming that bank overnight. The FBI identified the man as Anthony Scott Searles Harris. ABC's Alex Stone has more.
We now know that he attached what he said were explosive devices, although they say that they had no worry about them once they finally got in and that they were able to see them, onto the hostages who were inside, and that one woman, one of the hostages, was able to communicate. She had a phone on her until it went dead, but that she has diabetes and that they were worried about her in that moment. But the HRT, the hostage rescue team, coming in from Quantico, Virginia, and executing this very quickly once they got on scene, going in and getting the hostages out.
Another potential wrinkle for U.S. and Iranian peace talks. The Pentagon says it shot down drones targeting U.S. forces in Kuwait, and Kuwait's airport says it was damaged by Iran strikes. ABC's Karen Travers has details.
This has been a ceasefire for weeks now, but the strikes have been going back and forth between the U.S. and Iran. But this is targeting a passenger air terminal there at an airport. And so we haven't heard directly from the president and the White House on this yet. But, you know, they have certainly indicated that in their view, the ceasefire has been holding, even as the president has said recently that it was on life support.
In California primaries, ballots for the L.A. mayoral race still being counted. Current L.A. Mayor Karen Bass leading the pack, followed by registered Republican Spencer Pratt. Bass last night sounding confident.
We have led a grassroots campaign because we want to bring change to our city.
The primary is nonpartisan, and if a candidate doesn't get more than 50% of the vote, the top 2 candidates move on to a November runoff. You're listening to ABC News.
Time now for the KSL In-Depth. Around 9,000 residents in Tooele County were sent the incorrect ballots ahead of the upcoming primary. Tooele County Clerk Tracy Shaw spoke to inside sources about what happened.
We have been able to identify which voters received the incorrect ballots. And so with the help of the Lieutenant Governor's office, we have been able to mass spoil those. So I'm painstakingly going over all of that data right now to ensure that the correct ballots were spoiled and that those line up with the ballots that we expect to send out in this new batch of ballots that are being generated at our print vendor's expense. So I'm being really careful with that data, and I want to make sure that the right ballots were deactivated so that, again, if someone does vote that ballot, that it will be rejected by our election equipment that is built specifically to catch those types of things, so that if a ballot ID has been spoiled, then it'll be rejected and not counted, and we can notify the voter that we received it, but a new one is on its way or has already been sent so that they can vote the correct one.
Shaw says the issue came down to a printing issue that will be fixed at the printer's expense.
The data was clean. The right people were identified as receiving the ballot that they were supposed to, but it had to do with the ballot production piece of it when they separate those, or they program their equipment to put the correct ballot in for the correct party type or non-party type, depending on how they register. Then that should insert the correct ballot. And they just had a problem with that programming and with their machine and that equipment. They've identified it and were able to figure out exactly what happened there, and they're correcting it and moving it forward at their expense.
Shaw told KSL's Inside Sources that the new ballot should be delivered within the next few days. Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. Receive 4% cash back on cruises at uccu.com. Let's get an update on those delays. Here's Ricky Meese.
We have slowdowns, as you said, Maria. These delays are in Utah County southbound I-15 through Lehigh. They'll start as you're approaching SR 92 Timpanogos Highway and continue to about 2100 north. After that, you're going to be back to good speeds. Not really sure what's causing this backup and delay. Just be prepared to tack on an extra 5, maybe 10 minutes. Now, on your Salt Lake County freeways, we do have a little bit of slowing trying to exit in Draper from northbound I-15 at Bangerter Highway in that right lane. That ramp exit always stacks up for the afternoon drive, and we've seen it happening the last couple of days this week during the noon hour. Plus a crash in Draper. This is going to be on Bangerter Highway, just to the west of I-15. It's out of traffic, really not causing too much of a problem. And then for downtown drivers, watch for an accident at 4th East and 4th South. While you're planning your day, plan for comfort too with the Good Feet store. Find the location nearest you at goodfeet.com. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast looks like our warmest 7-day stretch of the season so far. Starting out with today, we've got partly cloudy skies and a high of 89. Tomorrow, a little bit cooler, 86, little breeze, sunshine. Mostly sunny, hot on Friday, 92. Gets even warmer Saturday, 95, mostly sunny and breezy out of the south. 83, partly cloudy, breezy again on Sunday. Monday will go 88, partly cloudy, back to 90 on Tuesday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Sunshine and 79 degrees in downtown Salt Lake City. The 7-day forecast is brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. And a quick check of the market, seeing a lot of negative numbers today with the Dow down more than 400 points. A complete update of your money news is coming up next.
Picture this. You pull into your driveway, and for the first time in a long time, you will love what you see. Beautiful new siding, bright energy-efficient windows, gutters that protect your home year-round, and a deck that makes the backyard feel brand new. Not someday, not after one more year. With RGS Exteriors, the home you've been wanting can start today.
Hi, Tim Brown here, RGS Exteriors. My family has been building and improving homes in Utah for 5 generations, and taking care of homeowners is something we take very serious. With over 1,300 5-star Google reviews, 21 Best of State awards, and our 10-year workmanship warranty, homeowners know they can trust RGS. Over 200,000 families across Utah have trusted RGS Exteriors with their home, and so can you. Schedule your free estimate today at 801-280-3110, 801-280-3110.
1 in 5 Utah kids face hunger. And the summer months make things even more challenging because families can no longer rely on school meals to help them get by. These days, the situation is more dramatic than ever. That's why Utah Food Bank is again holding its annual Summer Business Food and Fund Drive, encouraging organizations of all sizes to gather food for donations for families. Beginning in early June and running through the end of August, the Summer Business Food and Fund Drive is your chance to make a difference for families seeking emergency food requests to help stretch their budgets. Rally your coworkers, friends, or a community group of any size to make a collection. Every dollar earned turns into more than $7 in the form of goods and services to help those in need. What are you waiting for? Organize your Summer Business Food and Fund Drive today. To find out more or to get ideas for your own DIY fundraiser, Visit utahfoodbank.org.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Any Hour Services can make sure your AC keeps you cool this summer. Whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just a second opinion about replacing it, call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
KSL News Time 1225. New York's Tribeca Film Festival kicks off today.
Tribeca Film Festival co-founder Jane Rosenthal thought it would be a one-and-done event designed to lift people up after 9/11.
It was only how could we bring people back downtown, how we give our neighbors something to look forward to.
Her partner Robert De Niro, however, felt otherwise.
And my feeling was it'd be great if it could be part of the fabric of New York, a New York tradition that just goes on forever.
It hasn't gone on forever, but it has become a part of the fabric of New York. This year, the Tribeca Film Festival celebrates its 25th year. Sherry Preston, ABC News, New York.
Watching Utah's money, SpaceX is planning to hit the NASDAQ in a few weeks, but some companies say it's overestimating its value. Original IPOs were sitting around $135 a share, a valuation of $75 billion. Morningstar analysts say the plan to sell 555 shares and raising $1.75 trillion is out of touch. Microsoft is working to develop new gadgets that utilize AI and help out office workers. The BBC reports there are at least two in the works. One is a small portable cube meant for a desk. It has touch and a voice-activated screen. The other is a wearable badge that gives the worker quick access to some AI programs. Victoria has a secret, but it's not that sales are booming. The retailer, Victoria's Secret, raised its full-year earnings expectations after a great first quarter. CNBC reports it's because of lower tariff costs and more customers willing to spend. Taking a look at your money at this moment, the Dow is down by nearly 400 points, sitting at 50,907. S&P down by 34, and the NASDAQ down by 180 points. For just $2 billion, you could own the music catalog of an iconic country singer. Yes, it's Garth Brooks. The Wall Street Journal says he's considering selling the rights to his songs and recordings. $2 billion is a hefty asking price. Sony bought Queen's catalog for $1 billion in 2024 and half of Michael Jackson's catalog for $1 billion.
Jeff Kaplan here. Got to tell you, the paint job looked great, and our friend Sue couldn't say enough good things about CertaPro painters. They were professional, zero drama. They cleaned up. The house looks amazing, and if you need your house painted, you should know that CertaPro makes it a worry-free experience, and they do it at the right price. CertaPro Painters has 70,000 five-star reviews. Local trusted professionals. Get a detailed free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
Trying to make sense of the markets? Looking to diversify out of all the craziness? Thinking about tangible assets like precious metals? Listen to The Gold Show with Walt Phillips right here on KSL at 3 p.m. Sunday afternoons. Stay up to date on retirement trends, how the IRA rollover process works, and why investors are turning to physical gold. Walt is a national talk show host with decades of experience in the markets. Tune in for Walt's Insights and The Gold Show this Sunday afternoon at 3.
Join KSL in the movie show this Friday 10 to 1 at My Hearing Centers. Get a free hearing evaluation and be among the first 30 to try advanced hearing aids risk-free for 30 days. Traffic and weather, it's brought to you by UCCU. Improve cash flow with the home equity line of credit. And Ricky, what's going on?
We have a disabled vehicle in Taylorsville. This is in traffic in the right lanes. It's on the off-ramp from westbound I-215 southbound at Redwood Road. If you're still trying to get through what was a slow ride along southbound I-15 in Lehigh going through Utah County, traffic really improving. We are seeing delays ease and thin out and speeds improve, and that's from Timpanogos Highway down to 2100 North Lehigh. Even after that, you're seeing good speeds. Spring has blossomed in Box Elder County. History, recreation, and wildlife, and excellent dining and shopping await you. Learn more at visitboxeldercounty.com. Produced in cooperation with the Utah Office of Tourism. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
A lovely June day on tap. Partly cloudy skies today with a high of 89. Overnight will go 61. Tomorrow, 86 with ample sunshine and a little bit breezy out of the west. By Friday, we're into the 90s. 92 is the forecast, mostly sunny. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Partly cloudy, 79 downtown.
You're listening to Utah's Noon News with Maria Shilaos
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon. KSL News Time 1230. KSL's top story this half hour. The organizers behind FanX say they are not happy about the upcoming plans to close the Salt Palace for 3 years. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson is live with details. Heather?
Maria, the Salt Palace is going to be shut down starting in the fall of 2027 as they redesign it as part of the downtown redevelopment project. FanX co-founder Dan Farr tells KSL it's a bitter pill because they love the facility as it is.
On the other side of this construction, the vendor floor is actually going to be even smaller than what it is now. So we'll lose some vendor space. We have hundreds of vendors that try to get in every year that are unable to get in because we only have limited space there.
Farr says he's talked to the organizers of the Hunting Expo as well, who've expressed a similar problem with a lack of room for vendors. While the renovation's underway, FanX and others are looking at using the Mountain America Expo Center in Sandy, which is going to add some challenges because it's smaller. But Farr says they're going to make sure to maintain a great fan experience, especially since they'll be the last convention to grace the existing Salt Palace in the September of 2027. Reporting live, Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Executive Director of the Downtown Alliance, Dee Brewer, tells Inside Sources downtown traffic makes a big difference for Salt Lake City.
We measure success downtown in customer days. For example, last year there were 31 million customer days. That means somebody came downtown for more than 60 minutes. Visitors made up 66% of those customer days. And the Salt Palace convention days create some of the highest peaks in downtown visitation. There were 412,000 Salt Palace conventioneers last year. So our highest customer volume is on the weekends, and particularly between 6 p.m. and midnight. But convention visitors create customer days midweek. Those convention visitors are high-spend visitors, and it will be very difficult to replace those midweek high-spend convention visitors from the Salt Palace.
Brewer says the Downtown Alliance is committed to working with the county and Visit Salt Lake to support the restaurant and bars during the closure. The closure of the Salt Palace could cost Salt Lake County $300 million a year in economic impact, but leaders say the sacrifice will be worth it in the long run. County expects the second ballroom they plan to add to the convention center will generate an extra $105 million a year once it opens. The county will also make more than $55 million when they finish selling the building's western edge to Smith Entertainment Group. Police say a series of car break-ins in Pleasant Grove involved an unusual pair, an adult and a young teen. KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera has details.
Going through arrest documents KSL obtained, investigators say a 19-year-old man and a 13-year-old boy were working together as they went from car to car in Pleasant Grove's Mudhole neighborhood over Memorial Day weekend. Police say 5 vehicles were hit. Victims reported everything from cash and debit cards to jewelry and a handgun missing from their cars. They later tied the pair to another car burglary case in Lehigh. Court documents say 19-year-old Adam Stutz admitted to several of the break-ins, and officers eventually recovered the stolen handgun from the 13-year-old after getting a report he had allegedly threatened another kid with it. Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
A man was arrested in St. George after officers say he was caught with more than 6 pounds of meth A Washington County Sheriff's Office deputy started following Jose Antonio Solis after he got into Utah from Arizona. Solis pulled into the parking lot of a motel before getting out and pacing around. The deputy talked to him, asked for his license before finding meth pipes in his pockets. Solis is facing multiple charges now. KSL's top national stories. Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin is answering questions from lawmakers, most of them concerning ICE enforcement operations. It comes as tensions at Delaney Hall in New Jersey escalate. Protesters have been speaking out against reports of inhumane conditions inside the facility, including reports of denied medical care, vermin in the food, and overcrowding. Mullin says protesters have been hostile towards his agents.
Delaney Hall, I've had officers bit, hit, scratched. We had one get threatened that they were going to kill him and his family. That's peaceful.
Congressman Lou Correa of California asked Mullin whether he was committed to restart protections for DACA recipients.
Let's work on that.
I'll work with you on it, but it has to
and
be
even
on
the
a
President
case.
Trump, I believe, supports this. So let's work on this.
Congressman, I will work on it, but I will still go back. The fastest way to fix this problem is for Congress to pass something on this. We've been talking. How long have you been in Congress, and how long have I been? I was in Congress.
This is an issue. The last time we did
this issue
immigration reform, Ronald Reagan was president. But DACA, we can do this like overnight.
Mullin also reiterated that he will be retraining ICE agents this summer. First look traffic. What's going on, Ricky?
The final cleanup of a crash downtown at 4th East and 4th South. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL News Time, 12:35.
Join me on the trip of a lifetime, an 8-day enchanting Rhine River cruise, August 7th through the 14th, 2027, so a year from August, aboard the elegant Amafiora, sailing from Basel, Switzerland to Amsterdam. We will cruise through the heart of Europe, past medieval castles, vineyard-covered hillsides, and storybook villages in France, Germany, and the Netherlands. And Morris Columbus Travel planned every single detail, so we just show up and enjoy ourselves. We're talking gourmet dining, licensed local guides at every port, a Morris Columbus tour manager right there on board, and exclusive pricing with savings of thousands off brochure rates. They've reserved just 50 cabins for our group, and I will be there for Q&A sessions and just to spend time together. This is a bucket list journey for me, and I hope you'll join me. Book in one click at morriscolumbus.com/KSL or call a Morris Columbus advisor at 800-999-4646. Optional pre-cruise Switzerland and post-cruise Amsterdam tours available too. Come see Europe with me. I can't wait.
Morris Columbus.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes owed to the IRS. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, you may now be eligible for relief through current IRS initiatives for struggling taxpayers. In some cases, taxpayers may qualify to reduce as much as 99% of what they owe. You may already be experiencing wage garnishment, liens, levies, or audits and be unaware of this important information. Call Guardian Tax now to see what relief you may be eligible for at 800-404-7986. By taking action today, you may be able to stop all collections and resolve your tax problem before your tax problem gets worse. Tax experts are standing by to review your case and fight to slash your debt dramatically. Don't let your tax problem get worse and miss this time-sensitive opportunity. Check your eligibility with Guardian Tax now. Call 800-404-7986. 800-404-7986. That's 800-404-7986.
Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advance healthcare in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Healthcare with human kindness is here. Hello, human kindness.
Thank you for joining us for Utah's Noon News. Recapping our top local story, convention organizers are regrouping after the news of the Salt Palace closing, some trying to find new venues before the year ends. KSL News Time, 12:38. Other national stories KSL is following. Carnival Corporation, parent to the largest cruise line in the world, is working to stop a data leak. ABC's Jim Ryan says the tactic used by the hackers should serve as a warning to everyone.
It's called social engineering. Rather than breaking into a company's computer system directly, the hacker gains the confidence of a worker, often through email, and then finesses his way in. In Carnival's case, customer data, including passport numbers, were compromised. Cybersecurity experts urge companies of all sizes to continually coach their employees to be very skeptical of incoming emails and calls.
Millions of passengers could be affected by this hack. A motorcyclist is in critical condition after a crash in Taylorsville near 5400 South and 3600 West. Police say the crash happened last night when the man riding a motorcycle hit a truck towing another car. Investigators are looking to determine exactly how that happened. Over $19 million in funding for the Utah Division of Outdoor Recreation will go towards outdoor projects across the state. Recreation Program Director Patrick Morrison says that these recreation projects can range from creating a new hiking trail to putting pickleball courts in your local park.
Recreation just, it makes life better. Having it close to home and having, your community be able to access these funds to build something that's going to support them. It's just wonderful.
This is their 11th year awarding grant money to those who send in applications. Crews got to work quickly after a fire sparked in Washington County. The Snowfield fire started around I-15, just 2 miles north of Ventura. As of last night, Utah Fire Info said it burned 44 acres, but was 50% contained. Firefighters expect to have that fire fully contained this morning. Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. And let's get the latest with Ricky Meese.
Freeway traffic looking good once again. Southbound I-15 in Utah County, particularly in Lehi, where we had earlier delays for some unknown reason. Salt Lake County freeways crash-free, delay-free. We have had some busy and slower traffic both directions of 123rd, 126 south between I-15 and about 1300 west. If you're downtown, out to get a bite to eat, it's a good time. No other problems reported on your downtown city streets. Doug Smith has your summer ride. Their award-winning lineup features Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Kia, Subaru, Mitsubishi, Chevy, and more. Visit heydoug.net today. Hey Doug, Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
A beautiful, warm June day on tap. Partly cloudy today with a high of 89 degrees. Overnight, 61, mostly clear. By Thursday afternoon, 86, sunshine and a little bit breezy. Into Friday, gets hot, 92, and mostly sunny skies. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And a lot of sunshine, 79 degrees in downtown Salt Lake City. Coming up on Utah's New News, we're hitting 90-degree temperatures, so we'll talk to a Salt Lake County representative about cooling centers this year. That's coming up, streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com and on the app for KSL News Radio. We are Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
My friend Joey means well.
Always remember that the early bird gathers no moss.
But he gets a little confused.
You can't make a silk purse out of a wooden nickel.
Like Joey, many of us can be confused when it comes time to plan for retirement. When to take Social Security, how to use that 401k, what about the stock market, taxes, and Medicare? Todd Kim at Galileo Wealth Management can help to simplify retirement planning. His goal is to have you walk into retirement with confidence, not worry, and to address the number one concern among retirees today, the fear of running out of money. Call Galileo Wealth today for a no-cost, no-obligation meeting to talk about the details of your retirement. 385-247-7000. It's 385-247-7000 or online, GalileoWealth.com. And remember,
one man's trash is thicker than water. Of course, water's not thick at all. It's watery.
Hi, it's Greg Skordas. When I turned 60, I started gaining weight, and it wasn't just a little bit. It became 10 pounds, 20 pounds, and it started approaching 30 pounds, and whatever I was doing wasn't working. So I contacted SOTA Diet Nutrition at the suggestion of some of the people here at KSL, and they said, try it. There's no pills, there's no injections. It's all based on diet. They hooked me up with a nutritionist, they hooked me up with a coach, and they told me that I could plan on losing something between 3 and 5 pounds a week. After 6 weeks, I had lost 26 pounds, and after 7 weeks, I had reached my target, and I'm now at the maintenance stage. They hooked me up with something they call their dynamic diet because their nutritionists are specially trained to customize a dynamic plan for each person. Everyone has different food sensitivities, responses, weaknesses, lifestyles, habits, and behaviors, so a one-size-fits-all diet approach doesn't work. Dynamic diet highlights that personalized approach, and it worked for me. SOTA Diet Nutrition, SOTA, that's SOTADietNutrition.com. Remember, SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
Since 1947, Whipple Service Champions has been Utah's most trusted name for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. Got a high-priced repair bill from another company and you're just not sure about it? Call Whipple. Get a free, no-pressure estimate or bring us their quote for an honest second opinion. Totally free. Whipple Service Champions, Utah's first place for second opinions since 1947. Call 385-273-7167 for your free estimate today. 385-273-7167.
Hey, Mammoth fans, the 2026-27 season tickets are on sale now. Be there for every goal, every hit, and every moment of the next season. Season ticket members get the best seats, the best value, and exclusive perks all season long. Call or text 801-325-PUCK. That's 801-325-PUCK to reserve your seats today. Don't miss a moment next season. Tusks up.
KSL News Time, 1245. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
people in a Highland neighborhood are upset that their side street has been turned into a major traffic detour. They say they didn't know it was coming, and the city says they're now trying to make things right. I'm KSL News Radio's Adam Small.
Second, the Tooele County Clerk says a printing issue was the cause of a recall over 9,000 incorrect ballots sent to residents this week. Third, traffic and weather together, Ricky.
We have a report of a new accident in Davis County, southbound Legacy Parkway in the Farmington area. I'm trying to find it in the traffic cameras and not seeing anything just yet. We'll keep you posted. Valley Freeway traffic rolling along and looking good. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Warm weather as we head through late week. By the weekend, a little bit windy. I'm Matt Johnson.
Sunny and 81 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Time now for KSL's top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In California, the hostage standoff in Bakersfield, California that began Tuesday inside a bank ended after 15 hours. Police say the suspect, Anthony Scott Searles Harris, served in the U.S. Army and was dishonorably discharged. FBI Special Agent Sid Patel says a special task force moved in and the suspect was killed.
He was no stranger to law enforcement and has a criminal history of using weapons to commit violent offenses. In 2014, he was charged with sex acts with a child under 14. He's a registered sex offender.
Police say all 10 hostages were released unharmed. Despite a ceasefire, the Pentagon says the U.S. intercepted Iranian drones targeting a U.S. base and forces in Kuwait. Kuwait's public airport damaged. The Trump administration says it believes peace talks can still continue. A U.S. Coast Guard dive team in the Bahamas searching for Lynette Hooker ended early today due to bad weather. The Michigan woman disappeared in April. Her husband says she fell off their dinghy. This is ABC News.
The Management Minute is a service of the MBA program in the John M. Huntsman School of Business at Utah State University. I'm Professor Scott Hammond. Sweden is the leading European tech innovator by many measures, but it is also giving up screens in schools. Yes, going back to books. Whether or not this is a good idea is not for me to say, but it's clear that every time we embrace a new technology, we let go of something. Research says that current technology creates less social confidence, more anxiety about work, and a blurring of work and family values. Yes, we're more productive, but we sleep less and have higher stress. In my world, the cell phone has all but killed dinner conversation. Texting has killed voice conversation. AI brings targeted information fast, so I don't need to call my friends for advice or information. We can't put the genie of technology back into the bottle, but we can learn to manage it better. Learn more about the human side of enterprise with an MBA from Utah State University. Go to utahstatemba.com. I'm Scott Hammond. Hope to see you in one of our classes.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Getting help with plumbing repairs is easier than you think. All you have to do is call Any Hour Services or schedule an appointment at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. Receive 4% cash back on cruises at uccu.com. Here's Ricky Neese.
And I found that accident reported in Davis County at Legacy Parkway. It's at the ramp to southbound Legacy at Park Lane in Farmington. You've had a lot of vehicles moved over to the shoulder. You're able to get through and access that ramp and onto Legacy without any other problem, and what little bit of backup it caused has cleared out. Don't miss the Rocky Mountain Gun Show, June 6th and 7th at Western Sports Park in Farmington. Get 500 rounds of 9mm ammo for just $99. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast, looking and feeling summer-like, folks. Partly cloudy today with a high of 89. Tomorrow, touch cooler, 86, and sunshine. 92 on Friday. Saturday, 95. Breezy out of the south, high fire danger, mostly sunny. Partly cloudy, cooler, 83 on Sunday. Monday's 88, and Tuesday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 90. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Sunny and 81 degrees downtown. The 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. And time now for the KSL In-Depth.
In the summertime when the weather is high, you can
It is hot outside with some days this week getting into the 90s. Catherine Fife with the Salt Lake County joins me to talk about the cooling centers. So first of all, Catherine, tell us about the cooling centers and are they open?
Yes, hello, and it's summertime for sure. The cooling centers really open up around 100 degrees historically. So while it's warming up, we're ready to welcome people to reprieve from the heat in our public facilities now, but really our cooling zones officially start when we hit that 100-degree threshold, which is coming soon. I know.
Yeah, sooner than we may want, right, Catherine? So where can people find these?
Yeah, so the easiest way to find our cool zones is our website, saltlakecounty.gov, and the link will be right on our homepage. So you can go to the homepage, and there's a map that has information about all of our different cool zones throughout Salt Lake County, and then we also break it down by areas. So if you're in the southwest, in the northwest, or the southeast, you can find a cool zone near you.
How much of a difference have these cooling zones made?
I think that they're a great place for people not only to get a reprieve from the hot weather, but also to get connected with services and programs that Salt Lake County and other municipalities provide to our community. So it's been really good to both help people get out of the heat, but also get connected to resources and information. They've historically been a wonderful addition to our summertime.
So a lot of people have pets. Do you know if pets are allowed to go through the cooling zones?
So throughout Salt Lake County, we have about 50 facilities, in addition to around 30 rec centers throughout the county. And each of those facilities, while they allow service animals, they do have different restrictions, eligibility, and hours. So it is really best to, look at the facilities and what's eligible. But by and large, most of our public facilities do allow for at least service animals to join to get that reprieve from the heat as well.
All right, Catherine, thanks so much for your time today.
You're welcome.
And that is Catherine Fife with Salt Lake County joining me to talk about the cooling centers, which will open the minute we hit that 100-degree mark. That may not be too far off.
Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, a gripping new 9-part investigative podcast about a serial killer you've probably never heard of, Warren Forrest, a sadistic predator who prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He hid behind the deeds of Ted Bundy, and he's only been convicted of 2 murders, but is suspected of many more. Since the release of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, a witness identified in the podcast could lead investigators to the remains of Jamie Grissom.
He ran into the woods. He said he stumbled. As he fell down, he looks up and sees the body of a young woman.
And now the FBI is testing forensic evidence that had been collecting dust for decades. This cold case is now red hot. Binge the entire season of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley right now, wherever you get your podcasts. And make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the latest breaking news.
KSL News Time 1254. Grammy-winning singer Peabo Bryson has died. His family says he had a stroke. He and Regina Belle topped the Billboard Hot 100 in 1993 with A Whole New World from Disney's Aladdin, becoming the first song from a Disney film ever to hit #1. Here's ABC's Hannah Battah.
His voice propelled some of Disney's most powerful songs to the top of the charts.
Everlasting more, and ever just as sure as the sun will rise.
Peabo Bryson's family confirms the singer-songwriter has died after suffering a stroke. For more than 50 years, he lent his silky smooth tenor to iconic soul ballads and R&B classics.
Bryson was 75 years old. Watching Utah's Money, Dunkin' is getting ready for summer, collaborating with Barbie and releasing a line of pink drinks. The Barbie Pink Strawberry Cold Foam will be available to add on to other things as well. Now, it comes as the coffee and donut chain tries to keep up with other fast food companies offering meal deals. Apple knows how painful it can be to split a bill, so the company is reportedly working on a feature that will allow users to take a picture of the receipt, assign items to different people, and generate Apple Pay requests. Bloomberg says that it could be released in the next update of the iOS 27. Older Americans are still taking up the most space in the housing market. National Association of Home Builders looked at census data, finding baby boomers and older generations own 34.1% of the housing stock value. That's 29.6 million homes and $13.8 trillion in total housing value. And taking a look at your money at this moment, the Dow is down by 453 points, nearly a full percent, sitting at 50,854. S&P down by 38 and the NASDAQ down by 200 points.
As we celebrate America 250, KSL presents Utah Cornerstones, honoring the businesses that built our past and continue to shape our future.
Behind every thriving community, there are businesses working hard to make it happen. And behind those businesses, there's the Salt Lake Chamber. Established in 1887, we're Utah's largest and longest-serving business association, and we're just getting started. We advocate for the policies that help Utah businesses thrive at the local, state, and federal levels. We build stronger teams and stronger companies through training, leadership development, and the resources businesses need to grow. And we connect leaders, innovators, and change makers across all 29 counties, creating relationships that move Utah forward. Small business, mid-size or large, there's a place for you here. Strong businesses create stronger communities. Join the Salt Lake Chamber and help shape Utah's future at slchamber.com.
Utah Cornerstones on KSL News Radio.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KSL offers the best daily newsletter in the state. It's the 3 things you need to know. Every weekday, we deliver quality and relevant content to your inbox. No ads, no spam, just the 3 things you need to know to be informed about the world around you. Subscribe today. Visit KSLNewsRadio.com or text the word inbox to 57500. That's inbox to 57500.
Traffic and weather, it's brought to you by UCCU. Improve cash flow with the home equity line of credit from UCCU. You have an emergency traffic situation, Ricky?
We do, and we saved it for last for the noontime drive. This is a crash with possible injuries in Davis County. Southbound I-15 approaching Shepherd Lane in Farmington. Right lanes are blocked, and traffic quickly coming to the crawl with delays reaching the Kaysville Ponds. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Taking a look at the forecast for the Wasatch Front, we're going to hit 89 degrees today, but that's not bad. We're going to be up into the 90s on Friday and Saturday. 92 for a high on Friday, 95 on Saturday. Looks like our next chance of rain, well, I'm going to tell you, the 7-day forecast right now has 0 chance of rain. Right now, 81 degrees in downtown Salt Lake City. Taking a look at some of the other temperatures in the area, Ogden a tad cooler at 78 degrees. Moab, though, 89 degrees. Cedar City, 82. And in Logan, 74 degrees. The KSL Bright Side coming up next. Stay with us.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
1 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small with a look at our top stories this hour. People living on Saltaire Drive in Highland are frustrated with their city leaders right now after they say their street was turned into a detour for Highland Boulevard without notice. Christine Broadbent says some of the kids in their neighborhood have already had near misses with all the extra traffic.
We, as residents, are pretty upset. We care about our kids. We want to keep them safe.
The city administrator says while they did post some message boards ahead of time, they say they should have done a better job at alerting the neighborhood altogether. They're now putting in more police patrols and adding an extra stop sign, and they are still considering adding more safety measures as well. Salt Lake City is considering allowing artificial turf in residential front yards. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis reports.
Under the new guidance, private property owners would be allowed to have turf in their front yards as long as 33% of it is still live plants. Council members did not seem to be on board with the proposal, citing mainly environmental concerns and enforcement issues, worrying it would be difficult for the average resident to stay in code.
The council is expected to make a final decision at the end of July. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. The hostage standoff at a California bank building is over, and the suspect is now dead.
Police got a call yesterday around 1 in the afternoon that there was a bomb threat, and it was a man inside the Chase Bank building. Well, police started negotiating with him, and he was holding a number of people captive inside one of the rooms in the building. At one point, he did release 2 people separately. And overnight, police searching a home in neighboring Olydale that actually may have ties to all of this bomb threat situation. Well, look, at this point, authorities do not have a motive.
ABC's Melissa